Have you ever been absolutely 100% certain about a memory, only to find out later you were completely wrong? Like you'd swear on a stack of encyclopedias that you left your keys on the kitchen counter, but they turn up in your coat pocket. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. In fact, your brain might just be doing its job. A little too creatively, today we're going to put your memory to the test and uncover just how unreliable our brains can be. And trust me, the results might just shock you. So, how does this happen? How can our memories, which feel so real and personal, be so flexible? It all comes down to the fact that memory isn't like a video recorder. When you recall something, you're not just playing back a file. Your brain is actively rebuilding that memory from scratch, using bits and pieces of information stored all over the place. And every time you rebuild it, there's a chance for little errors to creep in. It's like telling a story over and over again. A few details might change with each telling. This process is called reconstruction, and it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's incredibly efficient. It allows us to piece together the gist of an experience without having to store every single mundane detail. But on the other hand, it opens the door for our brains to fill in the gaps with things that never actually happened. These are called false memories, and we all have them. They can be influenced by suggestions from others, by our own expectations, or even by information we learn after the event. All right, enough theory. Are you ready to see this in action? I'm about to give you a simple memory test. I'm going to show you a list of words, and your job is just to listen carefully and try to remember as many as you can. No need to write them down. Just let your brain do the work. Got it. Let's begin. Ready? The words are bed, rest, awake, tired, dream, wake, snooze, blanket, doze, slumber, snore, nap, peace, yawn, drowsy. Okay, take a deep breath. Now, I'm going to give you a little distraction. Think about what you had for breakfast this morning. Can you picture it? The colors, the smells, the taste. This little mental detour is important because it prevents you from simply repeating the words back from your short-term memory. We're testing your recall, not just your echo. All right, welcome back. Now, I have a question for you. Which of these words was on the list I read earlier? Was it chair or was it sleep? Take a second to think about it. If you said sleep, you're in good company. In fact, most people confidently say sleep was on the list. But go back and check if you want. The word sleep was never there. Mind-blowing, right? This is a classic experiment known as the diseaseormedicalcondition paradigm. What happened? All the words I, read bed, rest, tired, dream, snooze are strongly associated with the word sleep. Your brain, being the brilliant but lazy pattern recognition machine that it is, noticed the theme. It said, all these words are about sleeping. And then, during the reconstruction process, it helpfully inserted the most obvious word, sleep, right into your memory of the list. It created a false memory. This isn't a sign of a bad memory. It's a sign of a normal, highly efficient, associative brain. It's constantly making connections and predictions to help you make sense of the world. But in this case, that amazing ability tricked you. It shows how easily our memories can be influenced and even created by suggestion and association without us even realizing it. This phenomenon isn't just a fun party trick. It has huge real-world implications. Think about eyewitness testimony in a courtroom. A witness is absolutely certain they saw a person with a red hat. But what if they just saw a flash of red, and their brain, filling in the gaps, decided it must have been a hat? What if a lawyer asks a leading question like, what kind of hat was the suspect wearing? That question plants the suggestion of a hat, making it more likely the witness will remember one, even if it wasn't there. This is why understanding the fallibility of memory is so critical in law, in therapy, and even in our own personal relationships. How many arguments have started because two people have completely different, yet equally vivid, memories of the same event? It's often not that one person is lying. It's that both of their brains have reconstructed the memory in slightly different ways. Let's try another one. A visual test this time. I'm going to show you an image for a few seconds. Just look at it and try to absorb the details. Pause for 5 to 7 seconds to show a picture of an office scene with no stapler. Okay, the image is gone. Now, answer this simple question. What color was the stapler on the desk? Was it red or black? Think you know the answer? Well, this is another trick. There was no stapler in the image at all, but because we associate desks and offices with staplers, our brains are primed to see one. When I ask about its color, I'm planting a suggestion that a stapler was present. Your brain, trying to be helpful, might just create one out of thin air to answer the question. It fills in the blank based on your schema or mental template. For an office, these examples show us that our memories are not pure, objective records. They are stories our brains tell themselves, edited and revised with every recall. They are influenced by our beliefs, our emotions, and the context in which we remember them. If you're feeling sad, you're more likely to recall sad memories. If someone suggests a detail, you're more likely to incorporate it into your memory. So, what can we do about this? Can we trust our brains at all? Of course, we can. The key is not to strive for perfect memory, but to cultivate a little humility about our own certainty. Be aware that your memory is a reconstruction, not a recording. When you're disagreeing with someone about a past event, consider that both of you might be remembering it correctly from your brain's perspective. It's also helpful to ground your memories in external evidence when it matters. Write things down. Take photos. Check your facts before you stake your reputation on a memory. This isn't about distrusting yourself. It's about understanding the nature of how your brain works and giving it a helping hand. Our memories make us who we are. They are the beautiful, messy, and deeply personal tapestries of our lives. But they are also fluid, dynamic, and surprisingly unreliable. Recognizing this doesn't diminish their importance. It adds a layer of wonder to the incredible, mysterious machine inside our skulls. The fact that your brain can be tricked is a side effect of the same creative power that allows you to learn, imagine, and dream. So next time your memory fails you, don't be too hard on yourself. Just smile and appreciate the fascinating, creative storyteller that is your brain. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the mind. I hope it gave you something to think about. If you enjoyed this and want to explore more about how your brain works, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments. Did you fall for the memory tricks? Be honest. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.